All right, so the next album is going to be using this Kaisercraft 6.5 paper pad. Now, I've had this one in my stash for a while, a couple of years, I guess. Got it off of Amazon. I don't know that it's still available or not, but here it is. So I thought I would use it. It's very neutral, but it's got, let's see, it has 2 times 12 sheets, so get 2 times 12, 12 specialty papers, including 2 spot varnish is what it's called, and then a foil and 4 die cut pages. And then we have little cut aparts, and we have 2 each of these. If I can get both of them. Goodness. Okay, so 2 of those. And then this one is little cut apart pieces, but they have the foil on them. Some little vintage photos. And then we have like the little die cuts that punch out. Like these little border looking ones. And then we have little tags. And then we have some more little punch outs, like with the little labels, arrows, and little circle things up there. So that's what the paper looks like that I'm going to use with, I'm going to just be using some cream color underneath. I think the cream goes really well. So I'm going to be using that for my base color. I also have some black and of course some silver. So I'll blind you with the silver now, but some silver and some black. And then chipboard. So you're going to need, if you're going to do the same size that I'm doing, you'll need 2 12 by 12 sheets. And we are going to cut those down to get my floppy side, get my non-floppy side. I want to cut on the floppy side first, or with the flop going this way, right? And the first one we're going to cut it down to, so the height of our book is going to be 8 3/4. And yes, I know that's an extra bit other than that, but that's okay, because I've got plans for that extra bit. Okay. And you're not going to be able to see my numbers on here anyways, so I'm just going to cut 2 of these down to 8 3/4 this way. And I'm just using an old paper trimmer, okay? It's got a dull blade, that's why I have to keep running it back so much, but that's just what I'm using. And then this side, we're going to cut to 7 1/4. Okay, and then off of this piece, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut my little spine piece down, and we're going to be doing it at 1 1/2. So then I know that it is the correct height. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this second one down, same 8 3/4, and then by 7 1/4. I got my pieces cut down. So we're gonna cover these with tape, and I have like this extra piece on there. I'm gonna leave it there for now. Okay, and I'm just gonna pull this out. So I am just going to line this one up on here, as straight as I can get it. This side was not very straight with it. Okay, just cut that bit off then. I'm just gonna throw it away because I'm not gonna need that. So, and then this one, I'm gonna leave it there for now. I will peel it off and stick it back on here, but just so that it doesn't get stuck to something else, I'm gonna leave it on there for just a moment. And I'm gonna do the same thing. There's still a bit on there. And do the same with this one, line it up as best I can. And yeah, that's pretty good, okay. And then I'm gonna take my spine one here. I'm gonna do the same thing, lining it up the best I can. And then I'm gonna try my best to cut this straight without it okay, straight, not so straight. I'd rather have it a little long than too short though, so that's okay. I'm just gonna trim that bit off. Okay. So let me take that piece. I might should have did something else with it. I don't know. I had some of those other backers, but I don't remember where they're at. They're probably all the way across the room where I can't reach them. So for now, we're just gonna stick that back there. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this and with the straightest side that I can, I'm going to line this up on here, and I'm just gonna go up to that, make sure it's kind of touched, and then I'm gonna want to stick down to my thing. I'm gonna flip it over, and I'm just gonna trim that off. Okay, and then go through and trim off these little edges here because I don't need those. Okay. Well, it's stuck to my fingers and it won't come off. Okay. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. Put it up there and line it up as best it can go. And trim off our little bits. And there we go. We got those covered. So what I'm going to do with these covers first, I'm going to grab, and I already had some right here, these sheets right here, okay? You're going to need 2 for this part, and all I'm going to do is first I'm going to kind of make sure I burnish this down pretty good because we want it to be really stuck. And then peel these off, and I'm gonna line my chipboard here up to, and I'm gonna face it this way towards me so I can kind of judge about how much space I have on each side. Cat hair. And because I want it to have roughly the same amount, and I'm going to put it right up to the edge. That looks about even to me. Even enough anyways. And flip it over. And do that. And then do the second one the same way. And then of course we're going to want to do that all the way, close that up all the way around the edges. So I'm just going to take the 3.5 by, not 3.5, 3/8 or 3/4, I think is what this one is. And I think I'm just gonna go, yeah, I'm just gonna go to the outside on this. And I'm try to get it as close as I can without going over it. And technically you don't have to go all the way to the end like that. I didn't need to do that either, but that's okay because we're gonna end up trimming the end off. I do want it to be as straight as I can get it, and I've already got it a little crooked, but that's okay. No, mister. No, mister. No. No, sir. I said no. Okay. Do the same with this one. And then I'm going to take the 1/4 inch and I'm going to go around the edge of the actual chipboard. I want to angle the corners. So I'm just going to cut it across. Like that. Let me get my little stylus here. And I'm just going to kind of score just right up to that chipboard. Okay, so we've got these two done. And now we're gonna do the spine piece. Here it is, okay? So I need to cut a piece down, and I'm just gonna use the same. And I think this is 1.5. So, I mean, it doesn't have to overlap like massively, right? But enough to make sure that it's gonna be, you know, enough. Let's see, how about let's do this. Let me kind of place it where I think it needs to go. And we'll take our ruler and about 4 3/4. I'm just gonna go 5 just to be on the safe side. Okay. So I don't really know why I marked that, because if I'm going 5, all I gotta do is just put it in here and cut it, but still, you know. All right, and we'll keep that little piece. And I'm gonna leave it, you know, at the 11. And then I'm gonna put this down. in the middle. Well, fiddlesticks. Okay. And I probably shouldn't measure. Yeah, I think I am going to measure, just to kind of give myself a little bit of a something to go by. What are you doing, O'Malley? Okay, so that just kind of lets me know where I'm at. I don't need up that far. Okay, so let's just well, hang on, because I don't really want that to be crooked either. Okay, so that's 1.5. Hang on, let me do it this way, because so 1.5, so we know we're gonna have 3/4 to this side, and 1, 2, 3/4 to this side. Go up just a little bit further so I can see. 1, 2, 3/4 this side, 1, 2, 3/4 to this side, and 3/4, 1, 2, 3/4. Okay, so that might not be perfect, but that's at least a guide that I have. Okay. And I'm just going to mark that one way over, didn't I? That's good. We'll go with that. I don't know why that's marked way over there. I must have went too many over. All right, that looks good to me. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put tape on the side that's raw right here, but on the wrap part of it. Does that make sense? On both of those, because it's gonna set on here like this. And then this part is gonna get wrapped again. First, I'm gonna take the 1/4 inch and I'm gonna put it right up to the edge of this spine piece here. Make sure I got that the right side, and I'm gonna go straight to the edge down here at the bottom too, because it's gonna wrap around, and we want to make sure we get it, you know, stuck good. Okay, so I am gonna take a 1/4 inch. I'm gonna put it from that line right up to the edge of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and push that down, brush that one down, peel this one, and I'm gonna peel this one. Okay, and I'm going to line this up, actually right with that line that I drew, right up to that tape. And I'm gonna lay that down. Okay, I'm gonna flip it over. I'm going to just burnish it down. Seeing I got tape just a little bit off there, but that's okay. That's okay. Do the same with this one. Okay, like that. And then I'm gonna just roll this up and do the same thing on this side. And then I'm gonna put tape on these ends. Okay, and then I want to peel up these just a hair. That's probably going to be perfect too. Okay, and then peel these off. I'm gonna stick it down in this middle section right here first, okay? And I'm gonna take this bone folder and I'm gonna pick this up a little bit and I'm gonna squish it down in there. And then attach it down to that, okay? Same thing with this one. Lift it, squish, and then kind of stick that down. That way it's down in them gussets. Right like that, okay? And then we'll do the same thing to this side. And then when we go to fold it in, it's gonna work great. Okay, so then for this piece, I'm gonna use that leftover piece. I think that it's gonna be plenty big enough, but I do need to cut it down slightly to, we're gonna go 8.5, okay? And then I'm gonna go with 1/4 inch all the way around. Okay, got that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna peel those up because I don't really need those there. And I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna go probably to about here. And I'm gonna run it straight down this side to about there. Okay, so I've already got all the backers off my tape here. And I am going to just kind of eyeball, really, where I need this to go. And I'm okay about there. And I'm going to hold the sides up like this. And I'm just going to press in the center. Okay, and then in this first one, I'm going to go ahead, without tearing it, hopefully, and press it down. In that. Okay, and then go over here and do the same thing. And give that a really good press. Even go through on the other side if you have to make sure that it is together. And there we go. There's our book covers. Okay, so I was sitting here and I was getting all the things together to go on the front of our albums and on the back side, right? Get all of that together. And I thought I had it about the way I wanted it. And then I was like, meep, I got this one little thing right here I want to do. And also, now that I'm looking at it, I may be having to add something else. I don't know. I'm going to have so many layers on the front of this little album. But that's okay. It's going to be pretty. Let's see. I'm gonna cut down just a strip of cardstock here. Yeah, I'm gonna go about there just to get it as a pretty good measurement. And then, just to see what it looks like, I'm gonna take this and I'm also gonna cut it down to, let me open it, to 6, and I can't tell if you can see what I'm doing. Put you this way just a hair. We're gonna go 6 and a half. By 6 and a half. Okay, keep these little pieces with our scraps over there. We might need those later. Bless you. And then, let's see here. Before I do that, because I want to add just a little bit more of this cream on here because I feel like there's just not maybe enough. So I am actually going to end up trimming this one down to 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. And I'm going to keep that. And I think I'm actually going to do this side. 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. Okay. And that's going to go, yeah, I think I like that. Okay. So let me show you what I got. We will start with, well, before I do that, let me finish up what I was gonna do here. Because I have this little piece that I'm gonna add on the front. And then, so I wanted a little bit of silver behind it, but now I'm thinking I need a little bit of cream behind it. So I'm going to place this on here and not, I'm just gonna make sure that the tips of these are pretty close to that front right there. And I'm gonna leave just a little bit of space right here on the side. And I'm just gonna take my pencil and trace that out, okay? That's all I did to the silver piece was I just took this, I flipped it over, I traced it, and then I cut it and I made it to fit. And I'll show you what I did. So I'm gonna start here, and as best I can, I'm just gonna trace. To this point. And then when I got here, I will go around, but I know that I'm gonna want to add a little bit extra over here so that it leaves a nice 1/8 of an inch, like, I mean, you know, that's pretty even. I mean, it looks pretty decent, I think, okay? So I want to make sure that I do the same thing on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the corner of this and I'm going to touch it to this, and the corner of that will touch, or the little point there will touch here. Okay. And that gives about an 1/8, I feel like, on this side. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here on this side, and I'm just going to finish tracing this on out, okay? And then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to shift it over to the opposite side. And then finish tracing that out, okay? And that one didn't really go near quite as far as on this other one, but I think that's going to be good. The pencil lines really don't matter because we're going to cut and then we'll use that side of it. I think that's good. So let's see. So when we cut it out, it should have a nice bit of an 8 around, okay? So cut this down. So kind of what I did is I just cut slightly on the outside of that, and I think that that's going to be pretty decent. Not too bad, maybe. One of the punched out pieces, and I've already went through also and cut like all of those things out, punch those things out, cut them down, like this one here that we're going to put right here on the front. And I've got tons of mats. But I really like that layered and matted look. I think it's pretty. So here's our covers we just made, right? Okay. And for the black mat, I need 4 at 8.5 by 7. And this is going to be inside and outside mats. So, you know, it's going to go here. Now, if you didn't want so much of a gap on this side, you could cut this a little bit longer. That doesn't bother me, so I'm going to leave it. And then they will also mat the insides like that, okay? And let's see here. So I have 4 of those. And then for the front, I have 2 of the silver, and that's at 2 and 6 3/4 by 6 3/4. And this is for outside. I got 1 for the back and the front. And then you just see me cut this one down, which is going to be 6.5 by 6.5. And then the actual sheet. And I mean, like in my mind, this is the direction that it goes. It technically, I guess, don't have a direction. Actually, that's got a bow, so maybe it goes in, yeah, maybe it goes in this direction. I don't think it really matters, and some of it's going to be covered up, so it doesn't really matter. So I pulled out my I have these little black photo corners, and so I like the decorative ones, but unfortunately I don't have that. They kind of have like a little design part on it, but I don't have those. I don't have any, so I'm just going to go with these. And it'll be all right. So I thought about doing, I know I'm going to do them on this. So this one is 4 by 4, 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Then this one is 3.5 by 3.5. I'm going to put the photo corners on that, and I made it like a 1/4 inch around, so this is a 3 by 3. And I'm just going to pop it right here in the middle. I don't know. What do you think? I like it. I think that's going to be pretty. And okay, so let's just start sticking stuff down before I like change my mind. Okay, and then we'll do all the front, and then we'll go through and do the back, and I also have the spines pieces already cut out as well. So I know on this one I want it to go right in the middle of that, so I'm just gonna glue it down. Now, I did not like ink around the edges of these. You can do that. I did ink around the edges of that and the black, and I will the paper. And I'm just using the Black Soot Distress Oxide. I think it's pretty. It's a lot of silver, but I like it. All right, so then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna attach the backs. They won't be, you know, like as detailed as this one, but I want to attach the other pieces that I have here. So now I've got those on, and I mean, is that enough for that one? Is it enough? Let's see. I was hoping that I had, that's the same size, so that won't work. Okay, let's just try this. I was thinking about maybe doing it on the cream, but I kind of think I like it just like that. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna stick that down just like that. And I'm just gonna use tape here. Oh, come on now. So much for the bravery. I guess that's where it's gonna go. Because I wanted to actually try to scoot it up just a hair, but you know what? It stuck, it peeled the paper, so that's where it is. It's not going anywhere. That's good enough. Yeah, so here are the album covers, matted and finished as far as I know for now. I might decide to add something else, I'm not sure yet. And then we also still have the inside mats to do. I'm going to wait on those also because I'm not really sure. I want to pick out, you know, like some pattern paper and kind of figure out if I want to do pockets or how I want that to lay out. And then we'll start with the binding system in here and pages. So I will be working on those. But yeah, so I think that it's turned out really cute. I hope you like it. If you do, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you're subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. If not, and you like this video and you'd like to see more, then, you know, hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell, and you'll be notified when I do upload videos. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.